Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 164th episode of the Meeple Dungeon podcast. As always, I am Rob.
And I'm Anna Marie. And you just about forgot the episode we were on.
Exactly. I was not sure if it was 164. I'm glad it was, so we don't have to redo this. Yeah. Episode 164 here, we have some new to the collection we're going to be talking about. We have a crowdfunding we want to look at and a review at the end. Mm-hmm. But we do have exciting news that we do have our official tickets for FallCon in Calgary in August. So we booked our hotel and we've got our tickets for us and the boys. And yeah, it's something we look forward to every year. So much fun. Such a great convention if you're in and around anywhere around Calgary. It's so awesome. And we drive like 7 hours to get there or so. And it's totally worth it.
Oh yeah, it's great.
It's got a huge gaming floor. There's exhibitors there. There's the auction, which is really fun. We really, really like the auction. There's hundreds of games that go on auction there. Really fun. You can get things like crazy good deals. Mm-hmm.
They have people who are like protos that they're
the Proto Alley type thing.
And then they have in Calgary, they have those awards every year too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the CGMA or I'm going to mess it up. It's some acronym.
Canadian Game...
CGMA?
I don't know.
Game Making Award? Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, but that they give out.
And they usually have the people there where you can play test their games. Or not test, but play their games. And it's pretty cool. Publishers
there. There's vendors like Norm from Wood Geek Studios. He'll be there. Yeah. With his stuff, and he's actually coming out here. I think I may have mentioned this in the last episode, but we're actually going to Kelowna Comic Con.
Yes.
In about 4 weeks' time, we're going to that, and Norm is coming out here from Saskatchewan, and I'm going to be helping him in his booth of the Wood Geek Studio stuff with all his hand carved wooden
wares.
Board game accessories. Mm-hmm. So that'll be fun. So if you're in and around Kelowna, I'll be there. Anna Marie may or may not be there.
I'm working on it.
We'll see. But yeah, I'll be there with Norm at the end of the month here, or end of June, I should say. I think it's the last weekend of June. Yeah. And it's a 2-day event there.
Yep, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, we're going to be there in his Wood Geek Studio booth. So if you're around, you can come see us there, or me anyway, and Norm.
I'm sure I'll be there one way or another.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. But that'll be fun. So with two things, we got that in July and we got FallCon in August. So two cool things looking forward to.
Yeah.
So that being said, we do have some new to the collection. You want to talk about yours?
Sure.
Okay, what do you got?
All right. I have for my new to the collection, If Then, a cooperative game of pattern solving. Mm-hmm. And this one is designed by Scott Brady, art by Nadia Karam and Steve Torres, and published by Arcane Wonders.
Yeah, this one I've heard good things about. It's a small box card game. Yeah. Kind of like in the same vein as stuff like The Game, The Mind, Llama.
Little bigger box.
A little bit bigger, but similar sized box to those. Not quite that small, but
kind of like Inside Job and This Game is Killer, like those ones. But
I don't know. This one sounded cool. So what's it about?
Welcome, code breakers, to If Then, a game of deduction and pattern recognition where you must work together to figure out the challenge code. Each turn, the players will choose a card from their hand to play into the code line in an effort to deduce the pattern for the round based on one or more factors. Mm-hmm. So you have like one person, from what I can understand, one person is kind of like the all-knowing, so for the round, so they know what the rule is.
Right.
And they're going to be able to tell you accurate, inaccurate. Like you got it right here, you got it wrong there, so you know how to continue on with the pattern. And then and there's a deck, and I think you just if you don't guess the pattern by the time the deck runs out, then you lose that round.
Okay. Yeah, I knew it was something like that.
And it has like there are 3 different colors of cards. Their numbers are 0 to 9. They have they have like 3 different sizes of numbers. So like you can have a small one, a medium one, a large one.
Oh, okay.
And
Weird.
Then they have 2 numbers
different
on the
sized numbers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And different colored backgrounds?
Yes. Right. Red, yellow, and blue. And then they have 2 numbers on either card, one on one side and the other one upside down, so you can use either side of the card.
Sure.
And Yeah. And then they have a bunch
so
of
if I put
hints
down-
and things like that.
Because I think the starting person puts down, like, say, a green 3, right? Or big green 3 or something. And then I put down, like, a little red 1. And then the seer or the all-knower would say, like, yes or no.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, I don't know. That one sounds really cool. A lot of people were... I saw a lot of people talking about it online. And it... apparently people are really liking it. So
it'll be interesting. I think it'll be cool. And one of those, like, or just like a fun little puzzle.
Yeah.
Fun little puzzle.
Maybe we'll play that one tonight.
Yeah.
With the boys who would like that one. For
I think
sure.
so too.
So yeah, we're going to do a review of, and we're going to pair it up with a couple other smaller games on one of the next couple episodes here.
Yeah. So
you'll hear about
mine.
that shortly.
If then, what do you have?
I have one that I thought sounded hilarious. I love these type of games. This one's a little bit different than similar games of its style. It's got a bit of a twist to it. This one's called Normal Human, quote unquote Normal Human.
The cover of this game is hilarious. I love it. It's got 3 people and an alien, a green alien with those like glasses
with the nose
the
and
big
mustache.
Nose, the mustache, and like the eyebrows.
Yeah,
it's so funny.
He's exactly as if he's blending right in.
Yeah.
This comes from R&R Games, designed by Jesper Beatrix, Phil Gross, and Bobby West. This one is a social deduction sort of game. So here I'll read a little bit. It says, "Act natural," because, quote, "normal human" is hilarious. It's new and it's arriving soon. Aliens have landed, but don't worry, they're friendly. In fact, one has become your buddy. His name is Al, and he's been on the run from the government agents. You must protect him by acting, quote unquote, normal. Each round drops players into a new setting with a fresh, normal activity to play out. Get ready for goofy scenes, quick improv, nonstop laughs, as everyone scrambles to keep Al hidden. So what you're doing is, from what I understand, somebody is going to be
many, kind of.
Yeah, one versus many. Somebody's going to be designated as the agent, and that person can just like leave the room for a minute. And then the other 3 people, one of them, or if you're playing with 4 players, the other however many people, one of them is going to be designated as Al. And then the other people are going to know what the activity is that they need to do, but Al's not going to know what the activity is. So if the activity was fishing, then everyone in the room would have to act out like the activity of fishing. So you'd stand here like pretending to maybe cast a line or reel in a fish or whatever. And Al is going to be sitting at the table too, like observing everyone around him and hopefully mimicking to everyone else in the room to like get an idea of what the activity is, so that the agent who's watching everybody will then not get or be led on that person doesn't know what they're doing. Right. So that's the agent is trying to find Al, and hopefully you can trick him. And I guess if we fool the agent, we win. If the agent guesses, the agent wins. So that kind of thing. It sounds hilarious.
That does sound fun.
I think this will be really fun to play with our boys, and a few other people would be cool. Yeah. But yeah, it sounds funny. I love those type of social deduction games.
It's got a similar twist to like Fake Artist. Yeah. Except that with this one, you're not all trying to figure out the fake artist. You're trying to keep the fake
artist hidden. Exactly. Right. So it's a neat little twist to it. I like it. I think it's going to be fun. I think this one will obviously be the more the merrier. It'll be fun with this, too. But I'm curious how it'll go with me, you, and the 2 boys playing this 4-player. We'll see. But we'll try and play this with like 6 or 7 or something here soon. For sure. But yeah, that's new to the collection. A Normal Human, and what did you have again? If Then. Right. Okay. So I guess we can head on over to our crowdfunding. Want to go there?
I do.
All right, let's go. Alrighty then, here we are at the crowdfunding segment of the episode, where we have one particular game we want to take a look at, and we found it on Gamefound. What game are we looking at, Anna Marie?
We are looking at Dwarf Emberforge by Mythic Ember.
Yeah, Dwarf Emberforge. So this, by Mythic Ember, this Mythic Ember is, from what we can tell, a brand new publisher. So this is a small indie published game on like a true crowdfunding kind of experience not just a pre-order of
Right.
big
Yeah.
publisher X.
For sure.
This is actually a small company that's trying to build their game
And the
through
designer,
crowdfunding.
he's been working on the game for 2 years,
Well, there you
just
go.
like solidly trying to, tweak things, having a ton of play testers like you do, and just, tweaking it all so it's the smoothest version of itself.
Well, that's great to
Yeah.
hear, because this is like a true
Gamefound, Kickstarter, whatever you want to call it.
crowdfunding
Crowdfunding.
game,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
So this is kind of cool, because we don't get to see many of these that anymore, because all these Kickstarters and Gamefounds, it's all just a
big
elaborate
companies.
pre-order system, really,
Yeah.
right? So this is actually a true to
Yeah.
life kind of ground
Crowdfunding.
up game, right? So this is kind of cool. So this one, small one, Mythic Ember is the publisher. You want to tell them a little bit about the theme on this one?
Sure. Welcome to Dwarf Emberforge, a competitive craft building card game set in a magical blacksmith's workshop. Collect rare materials, forge legendary weapons, harness arcane powers, and trade for glory. Master the heat and become the master forger.
Yeah, sounds pretty cool, right? Sounds very kind of straight up dwarf,
And it looks so nice.
Oh yeah,
It looks so
it
nice.
looks super duper nice. I love what I'm looking at.
The board is black, like a black base, and then has like just the bright 4 quadrants on it.
4 bright forges, right?
Yeah,
in the middle of
forges.
the board. All the card art looks nice with all these
Black background. And
crazy different
Yeah.
swords and axes and things that you're trying to forge.
Yeah.
It looks really,
It
really
looks
nice.
really cool.
The components look great. The artwork looks great. It looks very kind of small and simplistic.
Yes.
But it looks nice nonetheless.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not really sure exactly how the game works. There's not a ton on here to tell you about that. But it just, it looks like there's lots of different resources and coins and things that you're using, and you're going to be using these forges to craft these items.
You want to either craft 6 different items, or like from 6 different areas,
Right.
or complete 3 commissions.
Okay, cool.
So that's kind of what the goal is.
And it sounds like there's it says here about controlling the heat. Overloading zones will cause shutdowns of the forges, so you can't just. It sounds like you're going to have to be selective about which forge you use and when and for what reason.
Yep.
So there's, I don't know. It should be kind of cool. I like what I'm looking at. It drew me in with the artwork alone.
For sure.
Ooh.
And the theme, right?
Totally.
Like
The
we
theme
love
and
that.
art.
Yeah.
Like the theme being the dwarves and forging, and then the artwork is just like, wow.
This looks really cool.
Yeah. So and this one seemed, from what we could tell when we were looking at the rewards, to be pretty reasonable.
Yeah, I agree.
So if we jump down to the different rewards here, there are
there are 3. One of them is a retailer. So basically, just
which
2,
we are not.
No, just 2 different pledges.
Yeah.
The main, or the base pledge, is the blacksmith pledge,
Right.
and that's $21 or €21.50.
Yeah.
So that is right now about 35 Canadian.
Sure.
And that's just the base.
That's just the core game.
Core game.
And pick it in the language of your choice.
Absolutely. And
then there is the kind of the all-in, which is the master blacksmith all-in. That's €33.50.
Euro cents?
Yeah. I don't know. What is the other side of euros?
I don't know.
Do they have cents?
Well, they do, but they're like when you go, say, to like England, you've got.
I know they say €33.50.
Well, they have different things, right? And so like I don't know their coin names, all of them. I know some of them, but
I just don't know if it's cents or what.
Yeah.
Either way.
Anyway.
€33
50
for the
euro cents.
Yeah. for and that would be what, roughly 50.
That's about 54.
Yeah, 50
Yeah, Canadian.
bucks Canadian.
Yeah.
That gives you the core box, all the add-ons, Dwarf Emberforge core box, obviously.
And neoprene mat.
Oh, a neoprene mat and premium card sleeves and a cloth bag.
Cloth bag to keep all your tokens in.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really, really nice.
And I thought that was pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
And
they've also unlocked one of their unlocks is stretch goals is a premium plastic insert. So it's going to be a nice insert in the box.
Mm-hmm.
And some additional legendary cards. So there's going to be more cool items for you to craft.
I should say, I believe in the Master Blacksmith pledge, it also comes with card sleeves. Yeah, you get the core box, the neoprene playmat, premium card sleeves, and the cloth bag. Yeah. So like those card sleeves are pretty cool because they have the black background and the black backing.
Yeah, they look really nice. The components here look really, really good.
Yeah, they do look really cool.
yeah, everything about this is kind of attractive. I like the theme. I like forging stuff as dwarves. I like that whole thing. I like the artwork. I like the components are looking good, and the price seems pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
And it's kind of nice to support actually a
Yep.
actual independent small publisher.
Absolutely.
So this one is going to be a slam dunk for us to
Yeah.
back, and I think we'll just get the big one.
Oh yeah. For that, like I think that's totally reasonable.
Yeah, I think $50 or whatever that is for Canadian for a game with.
That I think looks pretty cool.
I think it looks great.
Yeah.
I think that's about as low as it gets these days for games, right? So I think they've reasonably priced their stuff here, and they're probably going to do very well because of it.
Yep.
So I think we're going to go with that Master
Shipping,
Blacksmith
Yeah.
pledge here.
Shipping is looking like €10.
Sure, so another
So,
15 or
maybe.
$18
Yeah.
to ship. So whatever, it'll be under $70
Yep.
Canadian when this is all said and done, I would think. So
Yep.
I don't know. I like to find these companies, actual crowdfunding people that are doing this because this is the way that they can actually get their game made,
Yep.
rather than this glorified pre-order that we've been talking about. But yeah, sounds cool.
And it's looking like a delivery of March to April 27.
Okay,
So
we're
that's
about
less
a
than
year
a
out.
year.
Yeah, and there's about 10 days left on this campaign, currently on Gamefound. Yeah, you should go check it out if it sounds cool to you, and if you want to actually support
it,
an
yeah.
actual real up and coming company with Mythic Ember here. That'd be cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Dwarf, Emberforge.
yeah, let's
Let's go support them.
support them. All right.
Absolutely.
So let's now we're gonna move on to our review section, eh?
Yes.
All right. You want to head over there?
I do.
All right. Let's go. Alrighty then, here we are at the final segment of the episode where we're doing another Meeple Dungeon review. And what are we reviewing today, Anna Marie?
Today we are reviewing Euphoria, Build a Better Dystopia. And this game is designed by Jamie Stonemaier and Alan Stone, art by Jackie Davis, and published by Stonemaier Games.
Yeah, Euphoria. This is a game that came out a couple of years ago, I believe.
This came out in 2013.
2013.
2013, more than a couple years ago.
So we
More than a decade
we
ago.
completely missed the boat on this one entirely.
Yeah.
But Stonemaier, Jamie Stegmaier, was good enough, nice enough to send us a review copy of it. So it showed up here, and we want to tell you all about Euphoria. Thanks, Stonemaier Games, for sending this to us.
Thank you.
So yeah, Euphoria. Do you want to tell them a little bit about the theme?
I do.
All right, let's do that.
You were young when you discovered the truth about the world. You had always considered your society a utopia. The word dystopia wasn't even in your vocabulary. Or your dictionary. When you learned the truth, you had a choice. Run away or stay to make your mark on the world. You chose to stay. That was years ago. Now you wonder if you made the right choice. But you've come too far to look back now. You're on the brink of doing something big, of wresting control away from your oppressors. You've acquired 2 workers and you have access to more. Thanks to the strength of your allegiance to various factions, you've recruited experts to help you with your master plan. You're poised to take the next step. What are you willing to sacrifice in the present to make the future better than the past?
Yeah, there you go. So it's literally about a dystopian future, and it's kind of hanging in the balance of whether it's a euphoria or a dystopia, I guess.
Well, it's just they've just totally bogged everybody down. Nobody knows anything. Like they said, dystopia wasn't even in the dictionary.
Totally.
They don't know what it means. Just lying to everybody.
Everyone's just a robot, right?
Yeah.
Just doing what they're told and bowing to the overlords kind of thing. Right? So
Euphoria is like a gated city that looks like there's nothing wrong. This is perfect.
Everything's good.
Everything's fine.
Just go to work and go home. Go to the mines and go back to your bed. So this is a dice placement game where your dice are your workers.
Yes.
Okay. There's one big main board, and that's kind of where pretty much everything in the game is taking place. It's just on this main board. It's kind of separated into 4 sections.
And the sections are like the different cities, kind of. So you have Euphoria,
Yep.
Subterra,
Yep.
the Wasteland,
Yep.
and Icarus.
And Icarus is a bunch of blimps, like a flying community, a whole group of people that
They're
live
in the air.
live in blimps in the air kind of thing. Euphoria is a literal like kind of city, gated city of like perfection and awesomeness. And then Subterra is like an underground city that's like located literally underneath Euphoria. And then over on the side is the Wastelands. Is that what it was called?
Yep.
Kind of the people that live outside the walls of the city and kind of fending for themselves out there.
Yep.
So that's the 4 kind of sections you're going to go to. And each one of those sections has got dice placement areas in them. Various. We're not going to go through all of them, but there's about 3, 4, 5 different areas you can go into these different spots. At the top left of the board is going to be 2 different tracks. One is going to track how much knowledge your group of people have.
Yeah,
so mine versus yours. Like your group, like your clan of people might have more knowledge
My
than
workers
mine.
versus your workers. And it's kind of funny. Like if you have, if your collective group of workers gets too much knowledge, they've discovered that they're in a dystopia, and you lose a worker.
Yeah, they're eliminated.
Yeah.
Yeah, something mysterious happens to that person. And then the other track up there is your kind of health, and it's a heart, and it's kind of your hand size
As well. Yeah.
as well. But it's kind of it's supposed to kind of represent your overall health of your group of people.
Yeah.
Then down in the bottom right corner are 4 other tracks. And these ones are tracks that go along with the 4 sections on the board. Kind of one for the people of Euphoria, one for the Subterraneans, one for the Wasteland people, and one for the cloud mining people.
Yeah.
What are they called?
Icarates.
Icarates.
Yeah.
And those tracks will climb. The more actions you take in those different areas is going to affect those tracks, and they're going to pump up those tracks, and they're going to give you more bonuses
Those are the allegiance tracks. So the more you go to the different like worker placement areas, you're strengthening the alliances potentially with them, and that bumps them up. So
so on your turn, so you're going to start the game with 2 dice.
Yep.
And you are going to roll those 2 dice, and they go from 1 pip to 6 pips, kind of typical, with kind of cool
little
neat
cogs
artwork
and
on the dice themselves. And they're not as plain as a D6.
Yes,
right.
They're pretty nice.
They're
dice.
pretty sweet for a D6.
Yeah.
You're going to roll those, and then what that's going to tell you is again, it's going to tell you your level of knowledge. And that's something that's you have to do a knowledge check basically at the beginning of each one of your turns. And that's going to...
Every time you have to re-roll a die. So anytime you like get a worker back, or a worker gets bumped, or
you're rolling them and doing a knowledge check.
Or you like retrieve your workers.
Yeah, and you're going to compare the roll, the amount,
value.
the value that you got from those dice compared to the knowledge track of where you stand on that knowledge track.
Because on the knowledge track, there are also, for each section, it's either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 pips.
Right.
And so where you lie on that, you add that pip value to your worker.
To your worker dice roll, and then you see what number that is. So for instance, if I roll a 5 and a 2, that's a 7, plus if I'm sitting at 2 on the knowledge track, that's a total of 9. And then you have to take a look at that number, and you have to compare it to the 16. So basically you have to be under 16 knowledge. If you're under 16, you're good. If you're 16 or higher, you're going to have somebody's going to
lose a worker.
Somebody's going to go missing, and you're going to lose a dice. So you just got to be mindful of that every time you're rolling your dice. And on your turn, you're going to be assigning your worker dice to the various places on the board, and you're free to kind of go anywhere you want. And each one of them has, like I said, 3, 4, 5 different things you can do. For instance, let's talk about Euphoria itself. There is a place with a tunnel. So the Euphorian section, the Subterraneans, and the Wasteland each are very, very similar. They act almost identical, but they have different resources assigned to them on how they operate. But basically the same actions are available at these 3 different places. Just you're going to acquire different resources for doing it.
Right.
They each have a tunnel that's associated with them, and they each have 2 construction areas that are associated with them. They have kind of a general area where you can go to get the various resource that's assigned with that. So for instance, with Euphoria, you can kind of get like electricity,
energy,
whatever you want to call it. It's a little lightning bolt resource that you're able to collect there. In the subterranean, that's where it's all about water down there for the most part. In the wastelands, it's more or less about the food, and like they used oranges, it looks like.
That's funny. They do look like oranges. I was calling them peaches. but
well.
But yeah, they're oranges. But it's food.
Peaches, oranges, food. Yeah. Yep. And I was trying to come up with a tomato, but oranges.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oranges, I don't know. I don't know what you could do for that.
No.
And either way, but yeah, those three kind of sections work very, very similarly. The Icarites up in the blimps operate slightly differently, similar, but they don't have a tunnel.
They don't have construction sites.
Don't have construction sites, right? So that's thematically, I get it.
Yep.
So if we go back to Euphoria, there's like a main area you can go to in each one of these where you can just simply get resources. And you can just put your die there, and depending on the pip value of your die, if it's 1 to 4, you're going to get basically a resource that's associated with that area. For instance, with Euphoria would be the energy. And then you're going to go up one, not you, but you're going to pump the track. There's a communal, the word?
The allegiance track.
Yeah, no, but what's the
communal.
word? Communal track for each of these areas.
Yeah.
So if you go to that spot at Euphoria, and you're going to gain your energy, and then you're going to pump that track up 1. So it's pumping it up for me and you and anyone else at the table. If you rolled a 5 or an 8, or 5 to 8, I should say. Sorry.
I was going to add it as you were explaining. That one.
You're probably wondering how you roll an 8 with a 6 die.
When you have those specific spaces, you can have more than one worker there. So if somebody went before you, and you go there after them, you add your pips and their pips together.
Correct.
And that allows...
Exactly. So that's how you get up to the 8 and beyond 8. So if you're in that 5 to 8 section, you'll get an resource energy. And then you'll also be able to drop down on the knowledge track for your color, which is great. So you want your knowledge...
Dumbing down
oddly
your
enough
workers.
is a good thing here, or else your workers are going to get executed.
Yeah.
So that'll drop that down. If you have 9 or higher in that box, remember it's the two dice together.
2 or 3,
whatever it might be.
Yeah.
You're going to get 2 resources, but then you're going to pump up your knowledge. So that's where you have to be a little careful there.
Yeah.
So that kind of section, that kind of worker spot is available on all 3 of these sections.
And you're going with the energy, the water, and the food between the 3.
Between those 3 different areas.
But everything else is
the same. But that operates exactly the same way.
You're just pumping up a different allegiance at each place.
And acquiring a different type of resource.
Yeah.
But they operate exactly the same way.
Yep.
Then there's the construction spots. There's 2 of them in each one of these. And they're a tile that's going to be, when you get there, flipped over on the backside. It's just going to show you
Looks
blueprints.
like a blueprint. Yeah.
And in order to make these blueprints
a reality, construction site, you have to build it.
You have to build it. And there's 2 little columns of resources beside each one of these tiles. And depending on where you are, they're going to ask you for different types of resources to build them. Yes. For instance, in Euphoria, if one of the construction spots will have
stone
and
a bunch of
gold are options for you to build this thing. And you have to do 2 of them in order to build these things.
That's in a 2-player game. So if it's however many people are playing, that's how many you have to fill.
So a 2 to 3 player game, you would have to supply 2 of these.
And this is on the board. It's really nice.
It's right in front of me. In a 4-player game, you'd have to do 3 spaces, and in a 5 to 6-player game, you'd have to fill all 4 spaces simultaneously in order to build this particular tile and turn it over to its other side, to its built side.
It's not necessarily simultaneous. It's just that you can't remove your workers until it's completed.
You have to have that many dice sitting there.
You do. Yeah.
However, it doesn't have to happen like all on my turn.
Right.
But I have to have a dice sitting. Yeah. For instance, for us to build that one at Euphoria, I could have a dice there on my turn, and then on your turn, you could go there and put a dice, and we've accomplished building this thing together.
Yeah.
If on my turn I put 2 dice there, I could build it myself.
Yeah.
Right. So what you're going to do there is you're going to basically flip over a new worker placement spot for your dice, and it's going to kind of cover up those columns that were the requirements for building the thing, and then you kind of slide the
construction tile.
Why do I want to call it a token? The tile over, and it'll kind of tell you what you can get on this tile and what it's doing and what you get for doing it.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
So I'm going to say You also have, when you start the game, you have 10
Stars.
authority tokens, which are star tokens.
Yep. In classic Stonemaier fashion, the stars are associated with a lot of Stonemaier games.
Yes. And then as soon as one person places their last star, they win the game.
Yeah.
So when you flip over that construction site into a building, if you were involved in the construction, you get to take a star and put it on the building. Mm-hmm. And so that's just kind of a bonus for giving up a resource to help build that. And you may have heard Rob say that if he were to go and put 2 of his dice there on one turn. So I'm just going to say you can only play 1 die per turn unless when you rolled your dice, you have doubles.
Right.
If you have doubles, you can place them once.
2 die.
2 die in one turn.
Yep. Exactly. And that's how I could build that myself if I wanted to. And then I would place my star on it. Yeah. And it wouldn't allow you to help do it, so you didn't get any part of it, so you don't get to put a star on it.
Also, if I didn't help build something, there is a negative effect on the bottom of the building.
The bottom of each tile.
And so for the rest of the game, unless I go to the action space beside it to get a star, I can't do... I have a negative impact.
Yeah. So when those construction sites are built, if you didn't get in on it on the ground level and build it, there is another option for you to eventually put a star on there if you'd like to negate that negative thing. But if you're okay with that negative thing and you got other things going on, you don't have to do that.
Right.
But you just have to make sure that you know what
your negative things
the negative thing is, because it could affect all sorts of different things on the board.
Yes.
For instance, this one right in front of me here. Is the Apothecary of Productive Dreams. And it says if you weren't involved in constructing this and don't have a star on this tile, you may not place workers in Icarus, for instance. So that's a whole quarter of the board that you're not able to use because you didn't get in on building that tile. So if you didn't get in on building it, that's okay, because there is another option for you to do so.
Yes.
On the left-hand side of each one of these sections, for instance, in Euphoria, there's a little hex-sized box there, and there's an action spot there you can go to. And what you have to do to go there is you can trade in 3 cards. So cards you're going to be able to collect in this. And these are old items.
Artifact cards.
Yeah, like a pair of glasses.
A teddy bear.
A box of viticulture.
Baseball bat.
So forth.
Oh, viticulture. Yeah. It is essential. So.
It totally is. You can go there and trade in 3 cards, and that's going to allow you to then place a star onto one of 2 places. Each one of these areas has a territory spot where you're kind of raising your flag, so to speak. Mm-hmm. So you could go and put your flag basically on Euphoria itself, and there's going to be, depending on player count, a certain amount of star spots available for each of these spots. Yeah. For instance, in a 2-player game in Euphoria, all of them. There is only 2 spots on that territory section available at the beginning of the game. We could each claim one of them. I could claim both of them, or neither of us could claim either of them, depending on how the game goes. But if you'd like to put a star on there, just to hope, because the whole point is to get these stars out onto the board and be the first to have 10 out there, you could do that. You could go onto that hex spot there, place your dice, spend 3 cards, place a star onto either Euphoria itself, or if one of those construction spots had been completed and you weren't involved in it, you could then choose to put it on that construction spot and then negate that negative effect for you. You would also go up on the corresponding track depending on where you were doing this action, whether it was in Euphoria or the Subterranean or wherever you might have been. So the last thing you can do on each one of those main 3 sections is go to the tunnel, because remember, Icarus doesn't have the tunnels. And it's a simple thing. You go there, you spend a resource depending on what it's asking for. Mm-hmm. That one, for instance, in Euphoria asks for energy. You spend an energy, place your dice there, and you get to do one of a couple things. It'll show you below that action spot what you get to choose between doing. You can basically take a resource, it might be a metal.
Well, in Euphoria, it's a gold.
Yeah, in Euphoria, it's a gold. In the Subterranean, it's a stone. And in the Wasteland, it is clay. So you could either take one of those, or you could take a card.
An artifact card.
Simple as that. However, if the tracks down the bottom right of that place that you were going to are up high enough, and you have we didn't actually talk about
I was going to talk
this.
about that at this point after you were saying it.
We should say at the beginning of the game, you get
2 recruits. Well, you get 4 recruits.
Yeah.
You get 4 cards. You pick 2 of them. 2 of them go out of the game.
Yeah.
One of them that you choose starts face up, and that's your active recruit.
Yep.
And then one of them you flip face down, and that is a recruit that is waiting to be recruited, basically.
And what these recruits are just they're people that are associated with one of these 4 different kind of factions.
Those are the allegiances you're making.
Yeah. And these people will give you a kind of a special power that you can use throughout the game. So at the start of the game, you have 1 face up, 1 face down. And if one of these was face up, when you are doing the tunnel section, depending on where you are on these tracks, the tunnel, the middle section of these tracks will then allow you to take, if you do the tunnel action on any of these spots, you'll get to do both things. You get to take the resource and a card.
Yes.
Depending on which of these people that you might have flipped face up or not.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how the tunnels work. And as the tunnel works, you're going to send there's a little worker Meeple that you're going to send further and further down the tunnel every time you go there, and it's going to give you a couple bonuses along the way.
And when you get to the end of the tunnel, when you've fully tunneled, and it's basically tunneling from one area to another, you unlock a new spot where you can work, and that spot you can only go to that worker spot if you have a recruit in that section. Right. So say in Euphoria, I would have to have a Euphorian recruit in order to gain go to that worker place.
Spot, because those at the end of those tunnels are pretty cool spots where you actually get 3 resources of whatever tunnel that was doing. With the subterranean, it would be the fruit or the oranges. With the wasteland, you would be getting energy, and with Euphoria, you'd be getting water. So they're all different compared to what they're usually doing.
It's because you're getting the resource of where you've tunneled to.
Exactly.
So that's what you're doing is you're tunneling to kind of steal resources from another
and you
would
see
area.
That on the board. They've actually made that look very much where you're actually tunneling from Subterra to the underneath the wasteland, and that's why you're stealing the food. Right? And then the same thing is happening from the wasteland is tunneling underneath Euphoria, and you're able to get energy, and the Euphoria is tunneling down to the Subterra to gain water.
Yes.
So you actually see that visually, which is pretty cool.
Yes.
So that's how those ones work. They all work exactly the same, those 3, just with different resources, as we said.
Moving up, or as you go through the tunnel, if you pass a certain section on the tunnel, you'll see the symbol for your recruit card. If you have if you have a recruit of that type, once you pass that icon, you get to flip over that recruit, and now that other recruit is active.
Yeah.
Similarly, on the allegiance track, as you move those tracks up, the 3rd tier of the track also has that symbol for the recruit. So once it gets pushed into that, you're able to flip your recruit.
Yes. Sorry, just taking a drink there. That's exactly how that works. Then there's the Icarites, which operate just slightly differently. They don't have a tunnel, like we said, and they don't have a construction area. It's just a bunch of floating blimps. But up there, they have a different resource for themselves up there, and it's kind of it's a kind of green gas cloud.
It's bliss.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you go up there, and the resource you can collect from up there is this green bliss cloud. And what they allow you to do up there is the same thing. They have the main spot where you can go to, and depending on your pip roll, allows you to get the green bliss cloud and move up the green track. Or if you have 5 to 8, you get a cloud and reduce your knowledge. Or if you get a 9 and more, you get 2 clouds, but gain knowledge.
Yeah.
The other couple spots they have is a place where you can gain medals of your choice. If you spend resources and the gas clouds up there, you can gain medals, and another spot where you can gain cards, and another spot where you can put out the stars.
Authority stars.
The authority stars.
Yeah.
Actually 2 spots, I should say, up there for stars. And that's kind of what you're doing. So you're managing your resources, resources galore that are making you go to one spot to gain resources to spend them in another spot. And you're going around doing actions in all the different areas, pumping up the tracks, gaining more bonuses. And then it's all about putting those stars out. So the main way to put out those stars is to go to the places and actually physically put the stars in those spots available on
the territories.
The territory itself, where there's only on a 2-player game going to be 2 spots available. The other place is to put them on those construction buildings when you actually build them, or if you didn't build them, get on it later. Then you're also putting them onto your worker people, your
recruits.
Your recruits. You can actually put them onto those cards when you max out the tracks of the recruit,
the allegiance
tracks. You're able to put stars on there.
And there is one more spot where you could put a star. We haven't mentioned it yet, but at the beginning of the game, you get a another type of card. And so on the front of this card is basically like a reference card.
Yep, a reference. Yep.
And then on the back, it is called, I just can't remember what it's called.
It's kind of I don't know what you want to call it, like a story-driven card, where it's going to be like, for instance, there's one in front of me. On the backside of my...
your ethical dilemma card. That's what it is.
Ethical dilemma card.
So that stays face down, and you decide when you want to play this. And it's going to give you like a this or that type of thing. Yep. So you can, on the left-hand side of the card, if you choose to... follow yourself instead of following the dystopia.
Yep.
You're gonna get to draw 2 recruits and keep one of them, so you can add an extra recruit to yourself. Or if you decide you're gonna long live the dystopia and just keep going with it, you get to place a star on that card. Yeah,
and it's an ethical thing. For instance, the one in front of me. So and this card you can just do at any point in the game on your turn, but on mine, it says it's all about books, right? And mine says I could read a book and I could draw 2 recruits and keep one. And in order to do that, I would have to spend a book card, like one of the actual cards that has a picture of a book on it, or just any 2 cards, and I could read the book. Or I could decide to burn a book, and it's got 2 different pieces of art, one with a guy happily reading and one guy burning a book. And if I burn the book, I could do the same thing. I could spend a book card or any 2 cards, and I'd place a star on this card for doing the bad thing.
I could help a friend escape or turn a friend in.
Right. So
I saw one. There's another one too where it's like, marry for love or marry the person they assigned to you. Right. Like it's just, it's just the choices you're making depending on where you want to go. Because,
depending how your game is going,
where you are in the game, getting another recruit could help you like go far.
It could.
Right. So
it's a big decision to make. And so that's another place that you can put these stars out. And the first person to put all 10 stars out onto the board immediately wins the game. Yeah. And there's another spot I forgot to mention down the bottom left of the card. Spot. Yeah, where you can actually gain more dice, more workers.
You have 2 dice to start, and then you have 2 in reserve.
Yep. And if you would like to go down there, you basically have an option of 2 different things you can do. One of them, you can go there and spend 3 energy and place any one of your die there, and you will gain a 3rd die if you're at that point. And you will lose 2 knowledge, which is not a bad thing.
Which is good when you're gaining another worker.
Yeah, for sure. And the other side you could do is spend 3 water and you would gain 2 hearts. So that's increasing your hand size. So you can actually carry more cards and more items and also gain another worker. Yes. You can gain up to 4 workers. You're going to have 2, 3, or 4 at any given time, depending on how things are going for you.
And then depending on your dice roll, once you gain that worker,
you may just lose it right away. Just execute it on the spot.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much how it works. I can't explain every single thing that's on here because there's a lot of different worker placements spots to go to with a lot of different actions, but all the icons are there, very straightforward. Yeah. So let's revisit the theme. Does the theme lend well? Yeah. Yeah, it totally does. I like it a lot. It's a cool theme.
Yeah, absolutely.
It definitely feels like 3 or 4 different factions here kind of trying to get ahead of each other, and I like the way the theme is laid out on the board, where you see the city and the underground city and the people out in the wasteland, and the people flying in the sky. I like the tunnels they're tunneling to each other's areas to try and use their resources and steal basically from each other,
but like still in like a secretive way. So like I'm stealing these, but nobody knows how I'm getting them because
Right.
everything is perfect.
And they're each stealing
So-
from each other, right? So it's funny that
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm being sneaky and going in
And
here and
that's-
stealing from them, but all the while they're stealing from them and those guys are stealing from me.
Because that's you choosing to stay in the dystopia and try to like carve out your section of the dystopia, right? So you're like, okay, I understand they're lying to me, but now I'm
Totally.
gonna use that against them and make it mine.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the
makes
theme lends really well.
Yeah.
For sure. I really liked it. How about the components?
They're great.
They are very great.
They're really
And we've come to know that from Stonemaier. They don't skimp on anything as far as components
And this is
go.
a 2013, so like,
Totally.
yeah.
The dice are really nice. Then you got all your wooden
Yeah.
bits, the classic wooden stars. We got little wooden miner people going down into the tunnels. There's
Yeah.
the hearts, all the different tokens.
All the components like the water droplets, the lightning bolt for the energy,
the oranges,
the bliss
gas
cloud.
clouds,
Yeah.
all the
or
stuff.
the peaches, whatever.
Peaches,
you want,
oranges, yeah. The gold bars are sparkly.
Yeah.
like good components.
Yes.
really, really good stuff. The board is
Cards,
great.
card stock is nice
Yeah,
too.
cardstock's
Yeah.
great too. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Artwork really cool.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Again,
Who did the artwork? Where is it?
I can
Jackie Davis.
look. I think so. That sounds
That's what
right.
it looks like if I can see the
Yes,
board.
Jackie Davis.
Yeah, really like it. It's a very futuristic dystopian artwork, almost like what you would see on a poster for like, what can you do for your country or kind of
This
thing.
is perfect.
Yeah, everything's great and
Yeah.
like come this
Yeah.
way and be a cog in the
Yellow,
machine.
golden, everything is wonderful.
Totally.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
artwork
love-
is great.
I gotta say, I love that title. Euphoria. Build a better dystopia. Like it was really clever. I like that. Yeah.
I like how the board is laid out.
I was gonna say I wanted to circle back what you said about the board because I really do like the way that was laid out. It lends perfectly to the theme.
Totally.
Like and it just has such a nice flow. I love
it
when
has a
games
great
have
flow to
flow.
it. Yeah.
Like it really helps to say, okay, I'm here, I'm there, I'm there. This leads to that. This leads to that, and it makes sense.
Yeah, the iconography is super
Easy, yeah.
good, easy to know what you're doing, what you're looking at, what's
Unless
required
you're trying
of
to
you.
determine if it's an orange or a peach.
True. But it also
That's
like,
the worst of my problems.
they have a dark square if it's something you need to pay, and it's a light square if it's something that you're going to get.
Light circle. We're still learning shapes.
Or circles. Or whatever. No, they're squares.
No, the white
like,
circles are what
yeah,
you
yeah.
get.
But dark squares for you to put your
yes,
doesn't matter.
doesn't
There's-
matter.
There's lots of good.
It's easy to. We're making it
stuff.
sound
Yeah.
complicated.
She
but
is
it's-
complicating things right now. Yes. It was. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't
dark
matter.
squares
We're moving on.
are payment, and everything light is stuff you're gonna get. But yeah, iconography is fantastic,
good.
obviously.
Yeah,
Then the rule book. You learned this one.
I did. Great. It was a really good rule book. It's quick. It's very simple. 11 pages, and super easy to understand. I also watched the Watch It Played by Rodney for this one.
Yep.
He always does a bang up job. So well done, Rodney, for that. So it's just nice to have it in tandem. But yeah, I read the rule book. It is fantastic.
Good.
No questions in there. Like it made sense.
Yep.
And rule book is good.
Good. This one plays 2 to 6 players. We've only played with 2 players.
Yes.
We haven't played more than that, and we've been playing yesterday, and then all day long today as
Yes.
well. So we've got in several games of this at 2-player only.
Yes.
And it says 60 minutes, and we were bang on 60.
We were like for our first game where I was teaching and learning, we were 65.
Sure. But I
So
think
that's like the most impressive timing for us
teach,
with on a
right?
first game. Like I thought that was really good. And then we got quicker as the game went on. I'm really curious how this would play at 6. I think if
I am curious. It does say 60 minutes in total. Whether it's 2 or 6 players. I'm betting on my usually it's
a little bit
it's
more,
going to be longer.
but
I'm
I
gonna
don't
guess.
think too much more
No,
because
I would bet around 90 minutes. I would think for 5-6 players. I would think.
well, and I think
3 or 4 you're still going to come in around an hour.
yeah, for sure. Because like you're gonna have more if you play with the higher player count, you're gonna have more territory spaces open.
Yeah.
And so you have more spaces for stars in all the areas.
Yeah, and you're not limited either. You
No.
can knock people out of spaces, so it's not like, oh, she went there, I can't go there.
Yeah.
No, you kick them out, right? And you can just go
With
all
your
these
dice,
places,
like your
right?
worker placement. Yeah, like if somebody's there, you bump them. They just have to roll their die again
Yep.
and do a knowledge check. So
Yeah, so
the game
it's-
moves pretty quickly.
for
Like
sure.
you're not poring over what am I going to do this turn. It's very like...
I think 3 or 4 is still going to be in and around
Yeah.
an hour, but I would wager 5 or 6 is more closer to an hour and a
could
half.
be.
But we don't know.
Yeah.
So if you know, I guess let us know.
Yeah.
Because we're
going off 2-player.
We're going off 2
but
players.
Yeah.
And it was snappy at 2 players. We're back and
Yes.
forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah, for sure.
So we were definitely under an hour when we were cruising through this.
Yes.
So it comes down to whether or not we recommend this game, and if so, who for?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is great.
It's funny, thinking...
I'm annoyed that...
I'm right. I was just going to say...
2013?
Yeah.
Oh my
and
goodness.
it still stands up,
It
right?
really
it holds
does.
up, right? Like that...
This production looks like it came out in the last couple of years to me. Like, this doesn't look like production from 2013.
No.
Right? So it looks really, really, really nice. It plays really well. It was awesome at 2 players. I'd highly recommend this at 2 players. Beyond that, I'm assuming it's probably pretty good.
You know what's funny? I think that just like speaks to design though.
Yeah.
Because you have Viticulture was also 2013.
Yeah,
And
I
that-
suppose so.
And
yeah.
I love that game.
It's 2013 too.
Yeah.
Right? Wow.
So like great solid design,
Yeah.
right? And it doesn't matter how
No,
old it
no.
is. If it's a good design,
A good design's
it's a good
design. Absolutely. And
And,
this is one of them.
Yeah, this is great.
I really liked this.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that Stonemaier decided to send this to us
Yeah.
because we had missed the boat entirely on this game.
Yeah.
And it's great. We have a big Stonemaier section right beside me, or
Yeah.
right behind me, I suppose, and that's going to go right in there with
Yeah.
the rest of our Stonemaier stuff. This game is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's snappy, it's quick, it's got a great theme.
It says 14 plus. I think you could go younger
I
than
think
that.
you could too.
Yeah.
Our oldest boy could
Yeah.
have done this when he was, because he's 13.
Yeah. He
But he could have done this when he was like 12, 11, I
10
would think.
even. Like, yeah, I think so.
Depending
so
on the
depending on the
kid.
kid, but I don't
But-
think 14.
No, I think 14's a little high. I think you could go a little bit lower.
Like, yeah.
But
so,
yeah, this is a great
This is a
design.
great
Actually,
game.
on the box I'm seeing here, it says winner of the Mensa Select Award.
yeah. Well, there you go.
There you go.
This is a great game.
This is really great.
And speaking of that, actually, this has just come on pre-order.
Yeah, on
at
Board Game Bliss. I was looking on. Well, I look at pre-orders all the time,
Yeah.
everywhere. But let me see here for a second.
Yeah, because that was pretty cool. We were like, oh, well, that was good timing.
Make sure I'm not
for
lying,
us wanting
but
to.
I swear I saw a pre-order available of it.
Yeah, it's always nice too with games that are older when they're available and you can get them.
Totally.
Because so often games are out of print or they're just not in stock and you can never find them. And so we were like, oh, that just was perfect timing that we wanted to review it, and we had like a pre-order so that it's
here it
available.
is. Euphoria Essential Edition. Pre-order available on Board Game Bliss right now.
Yeah, perfect.
So there you go. If you want to get a copy of this, if this sounds good to you, you can go to Board Game Bliss right now and you can reserve one.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, we both really like this. 2 big thumbs up from us here at the Meeple Dungeon. Wishing we'd played this years ago.
Yes.
Because it is fantastic.
Yes.
I might actually bring this one along to Falcon.
Yeah, actually, that's
Because
a really good
I
idea.
think Norm would like this one.
If he hasn't played it, and even if he has, it'd be a great
Maybe
one
he
to
has,
play.
maybe he has. But
Yeah,
I think we're going to bring this one along because this is a good one. And I like a good, solid game like this
Snappy.
that can play us in an hour.
yeah, which is great.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there you go. Euphoria. 2 big thumbs up from us here at the Meeple Dungeon. We are going to call this an episode. You can find us on X at Meeple Dungeon. Same with Blue Sky and Instagram. You can find us on YouTube. And if you'd like to contact us, it's the meepledungeon@gmail.com. Once again, we just want to thank Stonemaier Games for sending us Euphoria.
Thank you.
We had a lot of fun with it. Thanks again. But yeah, I guess we are going to run, and we will see you in the next episode. Cheers.
Have a great week, everyone.
Bye-bye.